See, I understand it now. I'm gonna say that again like Dr. Umar. I understand it now. They put certain black people in position of power to make it look like we have power, to make it look like times have evolved. But it hasn't. They just sit behind the scenes now. And they just push black people to be the mayor, to be the sheriff. But they don't control nothing. They can't show you no cameras of Javion. They can't show you none. Because the real people in power are the families that's been controlling it. The slave masters, they've been controlling, they control all the businesses in the area, everything. And they push religion on the people so they can stay calm. So you can stay calm, so you can never buck up and push back, or like just sit back and think like, hold on, this shit don't make sense. And like I always say with politicians, anything, bro, nothing will ever get fixed, because if they fix it, they don't get paid. This system makes money off of problems. When it comes to child support, when it comes to anything, going to prison, they make money off of problems, so they have to keep the problems going. So that's why they'll never clean up the ghetto or the projects, and we're gonna talk about that later. And see, I try not to curse in my videos no more like I used to. I try to be, you know, sort of professional, but I'm gonna say this, man, it's time to boycott. It's time to bring it back to the old days, like the Baton Rouge boycott. And a lot of people don't know that the Baton Rouge boycott influenced the Montgomery bus boycott. It influenced it. So we have to start doing things instead of just talking and then we just let this situation go. Because we can no longer let it go. Because we seeing they not letting it go. They not stopping. So I feel like all truck drivers, when something happens in these towns or wherever it happens, we need to stop delivering to these towns. Like I say, even if you're working for a company, okay, if you just started for a company, you gotta get your money up. I understand. But get your money up and fall in line. If anything happens to our people in these communities, in these towns, we need to stop delivering to them. Let they people deliver to them. And I'm gonna call it the Sundown boycott. Because something gotta change, man. We can't just keep letting this happen and we moving on with life, because it's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening. They're gonna keep triggering us with this. So every time they do something to our people, we stop doing business with them. My owner operators, you know, you too. We stop doing business with them. That way we don't get emotional. We start marching and all that. Nah. A lot of these KKK members, they own the businesses in these sundown towns. And a lot of these trucking companies, it's crazy though, a lot of these trucking companies, they send a lot of their black drivers to these sundown towns. A lot of them. Especially KLLM out of Mississippi. So Henderson, hey, that Walmart, we not going. We are not going until we find out what happened. They not giving no videotape. They not putting nothing out. We not going to deliver to them at all. Because that 21-year-old could have been anybody. For example, what happened to Sonia Massey in Springfield, Illinois? It's no way in hell we should be delivering to that town. City, whatever. We shouldn't be delivering to it. Because what happened to that? It just went away. We heard nothing about it. We got triggered. Everybody went up in the uproar. We saw people marching and it just went away. That shit dead. As a truck driver, I know I can't do everything, and you know, I know I don't know it all, but I know one thing I can do is tell my other black truck drivers to, if something happened to our people, we don't deliver to that city. We don't deliver to that town until you start putting out information and telling us what happened, because everybody got cameras. Cameras are everywhere. You got cameras on cars, buildings, poles. You got cameras everywhere. But when something happens to one of us by their people, nobody saw nothing. Nobody know nothing. Oh, we need time to investigate. What? You think we slow? This 2024. With Javion, what happened to him in Henderson? No more Walmart distribution in Henderson. Until they start putting out tape. Until their trucking companies start putting out tape. Because we need to see what happened. I bet if it was a white girl, man, and since that area is so populated with black people, I bet you, man, they would have a SWAT team, they had a Navy, they'll have the Army there, they'll have the National Guard, they'll have everybody there trying to figure it out. And speaking of Illinois, back in the day, we had the Great Migration. A lot of our people came from the South, and they went to the North, some went to the West, and stuff like that. A lot of them went to Chicago, Illinois, and different parts of Illinois, and they thought they was escaping racism. You know, they was going to get better jobs and stuff like that. But our people didn't know. I'm gonna put this up. Our people didn't know that Illinois is one of the most racist states. I mean, sundown after sundown, segregated. And you can ask anybody that who's from Chicago. And it's a show, I think it's called Lovecraft Culture. I need y'all to watch that. If you never watched it, man, watch it. It's going to teach you a lot about how history tries to repeat itself and how history can affect the future. So you got a lot of people, when black people start to talk about their history and start to like try to find out answers so we can move on, people's like, man, let that go, that's the past. What? We ain't letting shit slide, because if we keep letting shit slide, it's gonna keep happening. If we let this situation with Javion slide, it's gonna be other new truck drivers coming in with their CDL, and they don't know what these towns do. They don't know that a town could be mostly black, but you got crooked cops in the KKK, and they own the whole town, and nobody talking. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody talking, but the people that's supposed to be talking, not talking. They not showing you the footage. A lot of young truck drivers ain't gonna know that. So this is why I really make these videos. For the older people who got something to say, you got something negative to say about black people, man, look, just shut up. This ain't for you, because you probably bitter already. To my older people who understand, hey, salute. And look, I'm gonna keep it real. As black people, we have no hate in our heart for nobody, for no race. But we should. That's the thing. All they did to our ancestors, we should be walking around this motherfucker like just on 10. We don't, because we don't have that hate in our heart, bro. We don't have that hate in our heart. And then you got some people, they talk about black on black crime. They want to bring that up every time this happens. I'm gonna tell you about black on black crime. Who you think took away the jobs in our community back in the 70s and started putting drugs in our community? Who you think did that? And then they made money off it. Who you think created the ghettos and the projects? Who you think created those? And I'm gonna put this up while I read this. The Federal Housing Administration financed builders of subdivisions, but only on the condition that no homes be sold to African Americans. After the Depression, federal housing policies ensured that African Americans and other people of color were pushed into urban housing projects. So this was a plan. They planned all of this out. So y'all be wanting black people to fix stuff so quick or just be perfect without execution. We not gonna be perfect, bro. We trying to get this shit together. We trying to unravel all this shit that they put us through on purpose. On purpose to keep us divided, to keep us apart. So don't talk about black on black crime to me, bro. Especially when shit like this happens, because we going for the head. The people who created this shit. And think about all of our black leaders. Every time they rise up to do something, they get sniped down. Marcus Garvey, they deported him back to Jamaica. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, even though he had a situation, still. Fred Hampton. And then we do things like get our people together, and we got our own doctors, own lawyers, everything. What they do? They drop bombs on us. The Tulsa Massacre. And it's others, man. So black people always, we fighting back, bro. We behind the 8 ball. And we still not giving up. So for my solution with this, for my truck drivers, every time, like I say, I'm not the perfect man. I don't know everything. I'm just a truck driver, bro. I'm just saying, when they do something to our people, and they have no information, nothing, but we can feel what happened, we don't deliver to them. We don't deliver. We turn it down. And if your company asks you, well, why you don't want to go? They unalive my brother. They unalive my sister. Look, let me show you. Let me send you a picture. And that's how we go keep it. I'm out.